Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of the session on 8086 instruction set. This session is a part of the module 2 of the course CS305 Microprocessors and Microcontrollers for the 5th semester BTech Computer Science and Engineering students under the APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University. Myself Anu Maria Joykuti from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Rajiri School of Engineering and Technology. In this session, we will be covering the two categories of the 8086 instruction set, which is the logical instructions as well as the string manipulation instructions. Logical instructions. These type of instructions are used for carrying out the bit-by-bit shift, rotate or basic logical operations. All the condition code flags will get affected depending upon the result of the operations. The basic logical operations available with the 8086 instruction set are the AND, OR, NOT, XOR, etc. There are other operations like the test, SHL, SHR, SAR, ROR, ROL, RCR, RCL, etc. The details of these instructions will be covered in the upcoming slides. The first instruction that comes under this category of logical instruction is the logical AND instruction. This operation ANDs each bit in the source with the same numbered bit in the destination, and the result of this operation will be stored in the destination itself. The contents of the source that is given in the instruction will not be changed. The format of this instruction is AND destination, source. The source operand can be a register, a memory location or an immediate number. The destination operand can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate number. Both the source and destination operands cannot be memory locations. Example of the AND instruction is as given here. AND AX, 0008H, where this is the immediate addressing mode. So the immediate number 0008H is getting ANDed with the value that is present in the register AX, and the result of this operation will be stored in AX. Next example is AND AX, BX, where the contents that is present in BX and the contents that is present in AX will be, there will be a bitwise AND that will be performed between these two values, and the result of the AND instruction will be stored in the AX register. Next example is AND AX, 5000H, where 5000H is a memory location. So in this, the contents of the memory location 5000H and in the register AX, there will be a bitwise AND that will be performed, and the result will be stored in AX. Next, AND 5000H, DX. So the contents of the DX register as well as the contents of the memory location 5000H will be ANDed, and the result will be stored in the memory location 5000H. Now let's see this more clearly, understand this more clearly with the help of an example. Suppose the contents of the AX register is 3F0FH, and an instruction is being given which says AND AX, 0008H. So here what it means is to perform a bitwise AND between the immediate number 0008H and the contents of the register AX. So as we can see, if we do a bitwise AND, this is what happens. Each bit in the source will be there will be a bitwise AND that is performed with the corresponding bit in the destination, and the result that we get here in this case, the result is 0008H itself, and this result will get stored in the AX register, which is the destination operand. The next instruction is for the logical OR operation. This instruction ORs each bit in the source with the same numbered bit in the destination, and the result of the OR operation will be stored in the destination itself. Same as like in the AND instruction, the content of the source will not be changed. The format of this instruction is OR destination, source. Here the source can be a register, a memory location, or and can be an immediate number. The destination operand can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate number. Here both the source and the destination cannot be memory locations. The example of the OR operation is as given here. The first example is OR AX, 0098H, where the immediate number 0098H is getting ORed with the data that is present in the register AX. Next is OR AX, BX. Here a bitwise OR operation is performed with the contents of the register, between the contents of the register AX and BX. Next is OR AX comma 5000H, where the content of the memory location 5000H and AX is being used, and there is a bitwise operation, that is OR operation, that is performed between these two data, and the result will be stored in the AX register. Next is OR 5000H comma 008H, where the immediate number 0008H and the content of the memory location 5000H is being used as the source and the destination operands respectively, and a bitwise OR operation is being performed between these two data, and the result will be stored in the memory location 5000H. Now let's see an example of the logical OR operation. If the content of the AX register is given as 3F0FH, and if an instruction is being given which is as mentioned here, OR AX comma 0098H. So as we can see, there is a bitwise OR that is being performed between the contents of these two numbers, that is 3F0FH and 0098H. So the result of this bitwise OR operation is 3F9FH, and this result 3F9FH will be stored in the destination operand, which is AX. Next is the NOT instruction, which performs a logical invert operation. This instruction inverts each bit, that is the ones complement of the corresponding bit will be taken and it will be stored in the destination itself. The format of this instruction is NOT destination. The destination can be a register or a memory location. The example of this instruction is NOT AX, where the data that is present in the AX register, the bitwise ones complement of that data will be put in AX itself. Next is NOT 5000H, where the memory location 5000H is being specified. So the content of the memory location 5000H is being used for the operation. So a bitwise inversion of the bits will happen in that memory location, and the result will be stored in that memory location itself. Let's see this more clearly with the help of an example. Suppose if the content of the AX register is given as 200FH, and if the instruction NOT AX is being given, then as given here, the ones complement of each of the bits will be taken, and the result we get it as DFF0H, and this result will be stored in the AX register itself. Next is the XOR instruction, which is for performing the logical exclusive OR operation. This instruction XORs each bit in the source with the corresponding numbered bit in the destination, and the result of the operation will be stored in the destination itself. The contents of the source operand will not be changed. The format of this instruction is XOR destination comma source, where the source can be a register, a memory location, or an immediate number. The destination operand can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate number. Both the source and the destination cannot be memory locations. The example of this instruction is as given here. The first example is XOR AX, 0098H, where the second operand or the source is the immediate number 0098H, and the destination operand is the register AX. So the contents of AX and AX register and the immediate number 0098H are the two operands, and a bitwise exclusive OR is being performed between these two numbers, and then the result of the operation will be stored in the AX register. Next example is XOR AX, BX, where the two operands are the contents of the register AX and the BX registers. So a bitwise exclusive OR is being performed, and then the result will be stored in AX. Next is XOR AX, 5000H, where 5000H, the memory location, is the source operand. The content of that memory location is the source operand, and then bitwise exclusive OR is being performed with the content of the register AX, and the result of that operation will be stored in the AX register. This is an example for the XOR instruction. If the content of the AX register is given as 3F0FH and the instruction is being given as XOR AX, 0098H. So 0098H is an immediate number. So a bitwise exclusive OR is being done between these two numbers, and the exclusive as a result of the exclusive OR operation, the result that we get is 3F97H, and this result will be stored in the destination operand, which is AX register. The next instruction that belongs to the logical instruction category is the test instruction. This instruction performs a bit-by-bit logical AND operation of two operands. Each bit of the result is then set to 1 if the corresponding bits of both operands are 1, else the result bit is reset to 0. The result of this ANDing operation is not available for further use, but the flags will be affected in this case. The affected flags are the carry flag, the sign flag, the parity flag and the 0 flag. The format of this instruction is test destination comma source, where the destination and the source both can be register, memory location or immediate number. The example of this instruction is given here. The first example is test AX comma BX, where the contents of the registers AX and BX are used as operands. Here a bitwise AND operation will be performed between the contents of the AX and the BX register, and the flags will be set according to the result. Next example is test 0500H with 06H. So here the memory location 0500H is being used and the immediate number 06H is being used as the second operand. Next is the shift logical or the shift arithmetic left instruction, which is given as SHL or SAL. This instruction shifts the operand word or byte in a bit-by-bit manner to the left, and it also inserts zeros in the newly introduced least significant bit positions. The count of this instruction is either specified as 1, either given as 1, or it will be specified in the CL register. The format of this instruction is SAL destination comma count, or it can be SHL destination comma count. The destination in this case can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate data. All the flags are affected depending upon the result. Example of this instruction is SHL BX comma CL, or it can be SAL BX comma CL. Now this is more clearly explained with the help of an example. So as we can see here, the operand is the BX register, that is the contents of the BX register is being shifted. When the instruction and the number of times the shift will happen depends upon the count value that is present in the CL register. When first time the operand will be shifted, what happens is that the bit that is there in the MSB position, that is the 15th bit, will be moved to the carry flag, and then the 14th bit will be moved to the 15th bit likewise. So when the 0th bit is being moved to the or is being shifted to the first bit position, then the 0th bit becomes empty, and then a value of 0 will be inserted over there. Now when the second time the shift operation happens, also the same thing happens. The bit the value that is there in the bit position 15 will get shifted to the carry flag. The bit at 14th position will get shifted to the 15th position likewise, and the bit that is there at the 0th position will get shifted to the first position, and then again the 0th position becomes empty. So then again a 0 will be introduced over there. Next is the SHR instruction or the shift logical right instruction. This instruction shifts the operand word or byte in a bit-by-bit manner to the right, and it also inserts zeros into the newly introduced more significant bit positions. Here also the count is either 1 or it can be specified in the CL register. The format of this instruction is SHR destination comma count, where the destination can be a register or a memory location. It cannot be an immediate number. All the flags are affected by this instruction. The format of this instruction is, an example for this instruction is SHR BX comma CL. So here the contents of the BX register is being used as the operand, and the count, that is the number of times it has to be shifted to the right, will be specified in the CL register. So as we can see in the example, when the count for the first time when it happens, the bit in the position 15, that is the MSB, will be shifted to the 14th bit. The bit in the position 14 will be shifted to 13, and so on. And the bit that is there in the position 0 will be shifted to the carry flag, and 0 will be introduced, or 0 will be inserted into the 15th bit position, which is now empty. Similarly, during the next count also it repeats. This process is getting repeated. Next is the shift arithmetic right instruction, which is the SAR instruction. This instruction shifts the operand word or byte in a bit by bit manner to the right, and it also inserts the MSB of the operand into the newly introduced most significant bit positions. So the count again here is either a value of 1 or it can be specified in the CL register. The format of this instruction is SAR destination comma count. The destination can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate number. An example of this instruction is given here, which is SAR BX, CL. The count value is specified in the CL register and the operand is in the BX register. Now after the first count, what happens is that the bit in the position 15 will be shifted to 14, 14 to 13 likewise, and the bit in the position 0 will be shifted to the carry flag. When the 15th bit becomes empty, the MSB of the operand, here in this case it is 1, that will be again inserted into the newly introduced MSB. During the next round also the same thing repeats. The bit in the position 15 will be shifted to 14, 14 to 13 and so on. The bit at 0 will be shifted, 0th position will be shifted to the carry flag, and again the MSB, which is the value of 1, will be inserted into the 15th position. Next is the rotate right without carry instruction, which is specified as ROR. This instruction rotates the contents of the destination operand to the right in a bitwise manner. The count is again specified as either 1 or it is specified in the CL register. In this case, the least significant bit is pushed into the carry flag, and simultaneously it is also transferred into the most significant bit position at each operation. The remaining bits are shifted right by the specified positions. The format of this instruction is ROR destination comma count, where the destination can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate operand. An example of this instruction is given here, ROR BX, CL. Here the operand is specified in the BX register and the count is given in the CL register. So after the first operation, what happens is that the bits will be shifted towards the right in a bitwise manner. So the bit in position 15 will be shifted to 14, 14 to 13 and so on. The bit in position 0 will be shifted to the carry flag, and to the newly introduced MSB position, the previous value in the bit 0, that is here in this case it is 1, the 1 is getting inserted. During the next operation also the same thing repeats, and to the newly introduced bit position of 15, the previous LSB, that is in this case it is 0, will be getting inserted. Next is the ROL instruction, which is the rotate left without carry instruction. This instruction rotates the contents of the destination operand to the left in a bitwise manner. The most significant bit will be pushed to the carry flag, and it is also getting simultaneously transferred to the least significant bit at each operation. The count is either 1 or it can be specified in the CL register. The format of this instruction is ROL destination comma count, where the destination can be a register or a memory location. An example of this instruction is given here. For example, if it is ROL BX, CL, then the contents of the BX register will be rotated to the left without carry, and the count will be specified in the CL register. Now, as you can see in the example, each bits will be shifted in a bitwise manner to its left. So the bit at 15th position, that is the MSB, will be getting shifted to the carry flag, and the bit at 14 will be shifted to 15 and so on. Now during each operation, the bit at the position 15, that is here in the first case it is 1, that is also getting transferred to the LSB for the next round. So the new LSB will be the MSB of the previous round. Similarly, it happens during the next round also. So in the second round, what happens is that the MSB that was 0 will get transferred to the LSB. So the new LSB will be 0 in this case. Next is the RCR instruction, or the rotate right through carry instruction. This instruction rotates the contents of the destination operand to the right in a bitwise manner. The carry flag is getting pushed to the most significant bit, and the least significant bit is pushed to the carry flag at each operation. The initial value of the carry flag can be an arbitrary value. The count is either 1 or it is specified in the CL. The format of this instruction is RCR destination comma count, where the destination can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate data. The example of this instruction is shown here, which is RCR BX, CL. Here the operand is present in the BX register and the count is present in the CL register. Now after the first operation, what happens is that the LSB, that is 1 in this case, LSB of the operand, that is 1, will be shifted to will be moved to its right, that is it will be moved to the carry flag, and the value that is there in the carry flag 0 will be moved or will be transferred to the newly introduced MSB, which is at bit position 15. All the other bits will be shifted to the right in a bitwise manner. During the second round also the same thing repeats. The bit at the 0th position, that is the LSB, will be moved to the carry flag, and the value that is present in the carry flag, now it is 1, that will be moved to the MSB, that is the bit at bit position 15. The last instruction in the logical instruction category is the RCL instruction, which is the rotate left through carry instruction. This instruction rotates the contents of the destination operand to the left in a bitwise manner. The most significant bit will be pushed to the carry flag, and the value that was present in the carry flag will be transferred to the LSB. The count in this case also is either a value of 1 or it can be specified using the CL register. The format of this instruction is RCL destination comma count, where the destination can be a register or a memory location, but it cannot be an immediate data. The format of this instruction is an example for this instruction is RCL BX, CL, where the contents of the BX register is used as the operand and the count will be specified in the CL register. Now as we can see in the example, all the bits are shifted to the left in a bitwise manner. So the bit at position 15 will be shifted to the carry flag, 14 will be shifted to 15, and so on. The bit at position 0 will be shifted to the bit at position 1. Now for the newly introduced the empty space at the bit position 0, the carry flag value, that is in this case 0, that will get inserted. The initial value of the carry flag will be an arbitrary value. During the second round also the same thing repeats. Now the value of the carry flag is 1, and that will get transferred to the LSB, and all the other bits are shifted to its left in a bitwise manner. The next category of instructions in the 8086 instruction set is the string manipulation instructions. First, let's see what is being referred to as a string. A string is a series of data bytes, or it can be a series of words which are available in memory at consecutive locations. They are collectively or individually referred to as byte strings or word strings. If it is a series of bytes, then we refer to them as byte strings, and if it's a series of words, then it is called as word string. For example, a string of characters may be located in consecutive memory locations where each character is represented by its corresponding ASCII equivalent. Now, in order to refer to a string, there are two parameters that are needed. The first one is the starting or the end address of the string, that is the starting or the end memory location, the address or the memory location of the string, and the second thing is the length of the string. The length of the string is usually stored as a counter value in the CX register. Now, the pointers and the counters may be modified after each iteration till the required condition that is needed for proceeding further is satisfied. In the case of 8086, there are a lot of powerful instructions for string manipulations. The incrementing or decrementing of the pointer in the case of 8086 string operations is depending upon the direction flag status. If it is a byte string operation, the index registers are updated. It can be either incremented or decremented depending upon the value of the DF flag. But in the case of if it's a byte string operation, the index registers are updated, that is incremented or decremented by a value of 1. On the other hand, if it is a word string operation, the index registers are either incremented or decremented by a value of 2. The counter in both the cases is decremented by 1. Few of the string manipulation instructions are the REP instruction, the move SB bar move SW instruction, the CMPS instruction, SEAS instruction, LODS instruction, and STOS instruction. We will be seeing in detail about all these instructions in the coming slides. The first instruction is the REP instruction, which is the repeat instruction prefix. This instruction is used as a prefix to other instructions. What this instruction does is that it will make the instruction to which it is being provided as a prefix to be executed continuously or repeatedly until the value that is present in the CX as the counter that becomes 0. The CX will get decremented by a value of 1 automatically after each operation. When the value in CX becomes equal to 0, the execution proceeds to the next instruction in the set of instructions or in the series of instructions. There are two options or two variations of this REP instruction, which is the REPE bar REPZ instruction, which is repeats the operation while equal to 0, while equal or while 0. Next is the REPNE or the REPNZ instruction, which means repeat operation while not equal or while not 0. The next instruction is the move SB or the move SW instruction, which is to move a string byte or a string word. Suppose there are a string of bytes that is stored in a set of consecutive memory locations and it has to be moved to another set of destination location. In this case, the starting byte of the source string is located in the memory location and the address of that memory location can be computed using the DS register and SI register. That is, the base address will be in the DS register and the offset will be in the SI register. Similarly, the starting address of the destination location where the string has to be relocated or moved is given by the ES segment, that is extra segment register, and the DI destination index register pair. The REP instruction prefix is used with move S instruction to repeat it by a value that is given in the counter. The length of the byte string or the word string must be stored in the CX register as the counter. No flags are getting affected by this instruction. After the MOVES instruction is executed, the index registers are automatically updated and the CX is decremented. The incrementing or decrementing of the pointers, that is the SI and the DI, depends upon the direction flag. If the direction flag is 0, then the SI and DI will be incremented, that is, it is an auto increment mode. If it is a byte move, the SI and DI will be incremented by 1, and if it is a word move, the SI and DI will be incremented by a value of 2. If the DF is 1, then that means it is the auto decrement mode. Then the SI and the DI will be decremented by a value of 1 in the case of a byte move, and it will be decremented by a value of 2 in the case of a word move. We'll use the following set of instructions to understand better the move SB or the move SW instruction. So, in this case, the first instruction is move AX, 5000H. What this means is that the segment address of the source is moved to the memory location 5000H. Next instruction is move DS, AX, where the value in AX is loaded into the data segment register. Next is move AX, 6000H, which is the segment address of the destination. That is first moved to AX, and in the next instruction move ES, AX, that memory location is getting moved to the ES register. Next we have move CX, 0FFH, which is the counter value or the length of the string that will be moved to the CX register. Next is move SI, 1000H, where the offset address of the source location is being moved to the SI register. Next move DI, 2000H, which moves the offset address of the destination to the destination index register. Next instruction says CLD, which is to clear the direction flag, that is to it becomes in the auto increment mode. Next instruction is REP move SB. What happens here is that the move SB operation happens multiple times until the counter value that is present in CX becomes 0. The next instruction is the CMPS instruction, which is used to compare a string byte or a string word. This instruction compares two strings of bytes or words. The first string can be represented using the data segment register, which will have its segment address, and this SI register, which will have its offset address. The string 2 can be represented using the extra segment register, which will have its base address, and the DI register, which will have its offset address. The counter value, that is the number of times the CMPS operation has to be repeated, will be present in the CX register. If both byte strings or word strings are equal, then the ZF flag, that is the 0 flag, will get set. The REP prefix is used to repeat the operation till the CX becomes 0 or the condition that is given in the REP prefix becomes false. After each comparison, the SI and the DI register values are updated depending on the DF, that is the direction flag, and the counter is decremented after each operation. In case of a mismatch, the CF and the ZF are modified and the execution proceeds further to the next instruction. We will try to understand the CMPS operation in a better way using an example. Now, in the example given here, the first instruction is move AX, segment 1, which indicates to move the segment address of the string 1 or the base address of the string 1 to the AX register. Next instruction is to move DS, AX. Move DS, AX, which indicates to move the value that is present in AX, that is the base address of the string 1 that is present in AX is now getting moved to the DS register. The next instruction is move AX, segment 2, which indicates the source, the segment address of the string 2 will be moved to the AX register. Next is move ES, AX, where the segment address of the string 2 is now present in ES. Next two instructions, move SI, offset string 1 and move DI, offset string 2 is to move the corresponding indexes or the corresponding offsets of both strings, string 1 and string 2 to the SI and DI register respectively. Next instruction, move CX, 010H will specify the counter value. The counter value is now present in the CX register. Next instruction is CLD, which means to clear the direction flag. That means it will be in the auto increment mode. The next instruction is REP, CMP, SW. So that means it is a compare string word. So what this instruction does is that it will compare each words of the string 1 and string 2, and this comparison will happen until both these the string words that are compared are equal. If there is a mismatch that is happening, the flags will be modified and the execution will proceed to the next instruction. If they are equal, the comparison will keep on happening until the counter value, that is CX, becomes 0. So when both strings are completely equal, the CX will become 0 and the 0 flag ZF will get set. Otherwise, the ZF will get reset. Next is the SCAS instruction, which is scan string byte or string word. This instruction scans a string of bytes or a string of words for an operand byte or a word. If it's an operand byte, then it will be specified in the AL register, and if it is an operand word, then it will be given in the AX register. The string which needs to be scanned is given by the extra segment register and the DI register combination. The segment address of the string will be present in the extra segment register and its offset will be in the DI register. And the length of the string will be given in the CX register. The direction will be indicated by the direction flag. When a match is found in the string with the operand, the execution stops and the 0 flag is set. If there is no match, then the 0 flag is reset. The REPNE or the repeat until not equal is used with this instruction. We will try to understand the SCAS instruction in a better way using an example. Now in this example given here, the first instruction is move AX, segment, which means to move the segment address of the string to the AX register. Next is move ES, AX, which moves the segment address to the ES register. Next is move DI, offset. So the offset of the string will be now present in DI. So the string is being represented using the ES DI combination. Next is move CX, 010H, where the length of the string is now present in the CX register. Next is move AX, word. So the word is the particular word to which by which the string has to be scanned. That is, the string that is mentioned using the ES-DI combination will be scanned to see if there is if the word that is mentioned in the AX is present in that particular string. Next is CLD instruction, which means to clear the direction flag. That means it is in the auto increment mode. Next instruction is REPNE SCAS, which means to keep on repeating the SCAS instruction until the word that is present in the AX register is found within the string given by the ES-DI combination. If a word is found in the word string, then the 0 flag will be set. Otherwise, the 0 flag will be reset. The load-s instruction, which is to load a string byte or a string word. This instruction loads the AL or the AX register by the contents of a string. If it is to load a string byte, then it will be loaded to the AL register, and if it is to load a string word, then it will be loaded to the AX register. The string that has to be loaded will be specified by using the data segment and the SI register pair. The direction of the direction will be specified using the direction flag. In the case of a byte transfer, then it will be the load SB instruction and the SI will be modified by a value of 1. In the case of a word transfer, it will be the load SW instruction and the SI or the source index register will be modified by 2. No other flags are getting affected by this instruction. We'll see this with the help of an example. The first instruction is CLD, which is to clear the direction flag, which indicates that it is in the auto increment mode. Next instruction is move SI, offset source. So this offset address of the string that has to be loaded is present now in the SI register. Next instruction is load SB. So the string that has to be loaded is now represented using the DS and SI pair. The instruction load SB will now load the string that is present in the DS-SI combination into the AL register. The last instruction in the string manipulation instruction category is the STOS instruction, which is to store a string byte or a string word. This instruction stores the contents of the AL or the AX register into a string. So if it is to store a string byte, then the contents of the AL register will be stored. If it's to store a string word, then the contents will be present in the AX register. And the string to which it has to be stored will be represented using the extra segment and DI register pair. The direction will be given by the direction flag value. For a byte store, that is STOSB, the DI will be modified by 1. For word store, that is STOSW, the DI will be modified by 2. No other flags are getting affected by this instruction. Let's see an example of this instruction. The first instruction here is CLD, which is to clear the direction flag. That means it indicates the auto increment mode. Next instruction is move DI, offset target. That means the string to which it has to be stored is represented by the offset address given here as offset target, and that is now present in the DI register. So the ES-DI combination will indicate the memory location to which the string has to be stored. The instruction STOSB is given, which means to store the contents of the AL register into the location that is pointed by the ES-DI pair. That's all that we have in this session. We'll be continuing with the remaining part of the 8086 instruction set in the upcoming sessions. Thank you everyone.